Folks, Caroline here, and bit of a special one for you today. Just come out with myself for the afternoon. We decided we needed to get out of the house for our last afternoon together before I head off to the States tomorrow. And we've come to Kamp Westerbork. Now, I never knew anything about this. So this is in the middle of Drenthe in North Netherlands, and this is a monument or a sort of remembrance place for Kamp Westerbork, which was the place where all the Jews were collected during the war, during the Second World War. So all the Dutch Jews were basically gathered here, and it was a camp built for basically refugees, so say German Jews who were escaping the Nazis in Germany. They were fleeing into the Netherlands, and there was getting more and more of them, so the Dutch government decided best thing to do was to build a camp just to house them all. And so for the first 3 or 4 years of the war, this was just a refugee camp basically, but the Germans took it over in 1942 and turned it into a transition camp. So basically the Dutch had done their job for them, collected all the Jews together, and then the Germans stuck them on trains and took them back to Germany and to Poland, to all the concentration camps or the death camps. So 107,000 Jews were collected here, and that was pretty much all the Jews that they could find in the Netherlands. There were obviously some in hiding, and some managed to stay in hiding for the whole duration, but most of them were found out and brought here, and 102,000 of the 107,000 that were here were transported to the death camps. And it was liberated in 1945 by the Canadians, at which point there were still 897 Jews left here. And then it became, once it was liberated for the Jews, it was then the Dutch part of the NSB, which was the people in Holland who'd colluded with the Germans and been on the German side effectively during the war. They were then interred here, and it turned into a prison camp for the other side effectively. But yeah, we're just about, so this is the building we've just been in. There's a fantastic museum just been round where I've learnt all this, and just about to see if we can get the bus. Let's see if we can, behind me over there somewhere, there's a bus there that takes you out to the actual camp itself. So so we're here just by the main road, and the camp itself is way off, about 2.5 kilometres in that direction. So most of it was dismantled in the 1970s when the camp was no longer needed anymore. But they've decided to turn it into a national monument. And we're very lucky that we came today. It's very random, but this week is actually a special week for Jews, because it's the national, or sorry, the national, that's not the right word, but it's the day of Memorial Day for all the Jews who were lost during the Holocaust. And so they've actually got a special event on here at the moment, and that is they're reading out all 107,000 names of all the Jews that passed through this camp in an act of remembrance, and that seems to be taking place over the course of a few days. And so the museum is actually open 24 hours a day for this duration, up until I think it's a couple of days time. So we're in January right now, and so we've just been able to walk in. The museum's free and it's open for anyone to visit while they're going through this Remembrance Service. So pretty special. Just a completely off the cuff, we just decided to come out and do something. Marcel's never been here before, and it's only about a 20-minute drive from where he grew up. So yeah, fascinating afternoon. So gonna go and see if I can find the camp now. All right, take care, see you later.
Betje Knechtje, 3 jaar. Carolina Knechtje, 23 jaar. Carolina Knechtje, 18 jaar. Celine Knechtje, 7 jaar. Koenraad Knechtje, 36 jaar.
Abraham van Kollem, 29 jaar. Adolf Henry van Kollem, 31 jaar. Alexander Kollem, 53 jaar. Alexander van Kollem, 37 jaar. Alida van Kollem, 45 jaar.
Levi Knechtje, 26 jaar. Levi Knechtje, 3 jaar. Louis Knechtje,